So, welcome back everyone. Final event of the SBR Blancpain Group 3 series for this season. Be a double header at Spa Francorchamps with Ben, Lewis and Sean all in the title fight. Ben lines up 7th, Lewis lines up 9th and Sean lines up last. But as Liam in his altered Hubert tribute livery that takes pole, and he leads them off with a rolling start here. You can see, due to the fact that it's a rolling start, everyone's quite spread out. Let's have a look more in the midfield. There is Steph. So there is one of the title contenders, Lewis. He finds himself 9th. Other title contender, Sean, in 14th. Getting a bit out of shape, Opal Rouge. How quickly can he make up some places? Of course, he is the championship leader going into this. He's already picked up a penalty. And it's been designated that where possible, drivers have to try and take their penalties on the pit straight or on the Camel Straight due to events of last time out. But Liam it is, still leading from Ben. Of course, this is the last time we'll see these drivers in these cars and liveries. We'll have teammates for next season. All new liveries. All new driver pairings. Well, it looks like just due to the fact that we've had a rolling start, everything's just getting a bit spread out, nothing's really happening. Sean's having a look on Ricky, is John just ahead? The two BMWs. You would think Sean, this should be an easy move for him in the number 14 Porsche. Oh, had to take some avoiding action. Manages to go around the outside though. That's one place gained. Now, what about the other BMW? Liam's managed to pick up a penalty, so he's surely going to have to take that as soon as possible. He goes a bit deep as well. Of course, there it is, clearing the penalty. Is this going to give Ben a chance? Ben pulls the outside, he's going to try the switch back here. Liam's lost the rear end, he's managed to keep it pointing in the right direction. Looks like he's stayed ahead of Coleman. He has, he's slotted in between the two. So our pole setter held it for all of one lap. And title challenger Ben, while his rivals are on the 8th and 14th, is leading the race. So it's pretty much as they are. Coleman 3rd, Greg 4th, Chrissy 5th, Steph 6th, Bobby in 7th. He's chasing Steph, but he has the Audi of Lewis behind, who is rapid all week. I'm sure he will try and make light work of these. Adam in 9th, Evil 10th, he has a penalty, almost 1 second's worth. Brian in 11th, in the somewhat iconic Aston Martin livery. Sean has managed to pass John there, he's up to 12th, so he's made 2 positions in the opening lap. Oh, he could have easily lost positions there, getting all out of shapes through Lacombe. But Ben seems to be relishing being in the lead, he's making a little bit of a gap. Of course, that Jaguar is a powerhouse down the straight, as is the Nissan, so the Lexus is in a bit of bother here. Because it looks like even through the twisty bits, he might just have lost the slipstream. And he has the Godzilla GTR right behind him, and we'll go into next season's cars a bit later. So how is Steph doing? He's managed to make a bit of a gap to Bobby. Lewis is coming through. Lewis is up to 7th already. So he, like Sean, has made 2 places. Is he going to be able to make another one up on the Mercedes going into the bus stop chicane? He's taking the outside line. Is he going to be able to completely outbrake the Mercedes? Side by side, a little nudge, but Lewis has managed to get through there. Adam and Evil fighting away. Evil's managed to clear some of his penalty, but not all. Sean has managed to pass the Aston O'Brien, so that's another place gained on that lap. So now, who's next for Lewis? It is Chrissy and Greg, who look like they're having a go. Oh, very wide from Chrissy, very, very wide. But we'll still have the slipstream off of Greg. But nothing able just yet. How's Coleman doing? He's still hanging on to the back of the 41 Lexus. Oh, Bobby has passed Steph. There's a bit of a train building up here. With Evil, who's managed to pass Adam, still has his penalty though. Which I'm fairly certain, if it's safe, you have to clear. So while he was behind Adam, I would have assumed he should have done it then, but he hasn't. Brian is up to 11th, John is in 12th, so Sean is back down to 13th. He's clearly gone off somewhere quite major that he's fallen all the way behind Brian. You can see already in Pouillon as Sean's barely just on the straight out of Liège. So yeah, Bobby is just bringing Steph with him. He's not been able to clear him as of yet. Lewis, he's getting ever closer to the back of Chrissy's Jag. Greg has actually managed to break away, so that might be because Chrissy has made a mistake. But it's still Ben in the other Jag leading, Liam going deep in the Lexus, Coleman following him. Yeah, there is the 41 Lexus and the 23 Nissan. But all looks in order. Lewis might be the one making a move, although Steph's looking interested in the back of the other Lexus. As Evil has been passed by Adam, it looks like he got very, very sideways out of the first corner, and Steph has actually passed Bobby, so he's retaken that place. The Lexus, not a good car in the straight, so the first sector for it is not great. Here's two cars that are quick in a straight, and there's the Audi that's been fastest all week, gonna get past the Jaguar. He has to go the long way around the outside, but he's made that one work. Up to 5th, next is Greg, and then he can start thinking about a podium. Steph has managed to hold off the Lexus. Is Adam going to be able to put himself into 8th? Adam and Evil now swarming all over the back of the Lexus. Oh, the Lexus is sort of punted Steph out the way. That wasn't really a fair move, but Steph's lost 2 places. Lewis flashing the lights. He clearly wants by the Mercedes. You can see the top 3 just a couple of seconds ahead. They're coming out of the Fanyas as they're all going into the Paul Frere corner. Ben has the slightly better tyres of the top 3. Coleman and Liam are pretty equal. Although the Lexus, what it lacks in straight line speed, it makes up with in fuel conservation. It is very good on fuel, so we'll need less at the pit stops, which will bring it back into game. A little bit Lewis on Greg, he's the main flyer so far. Almost pushing the Mercedes through the bus stop. Greg, very defensive, almost up to the pit wall. And Lewis, he's done some people around the outside today. Is he going to do it again? He has, around the outside of the source. And some cars have pitted. Bobby and Evil are in. We've lost a car from this race. Sean finds himself up to 9th. He's repassed Brian. So I guess that puts him sort of about net P11, maybe P10 with a quit. Or there might have been someone behind him that quit. Adam in 7th. And now Lewis. What's he gonna think? He'll come round this corner and he can nearly just see the tail end of that Nissan up ahead. He has 7.5 laps to try and do something. There's Coleman thinking about something on the Lexus. He seems happy enough to just stick behind for now. How have the pit stops affected things? Bobby finds himself trying to pass Brian. Ooh, almost looked like contact, but they've gotten away with it. Now can something be done into the Fanyas? Bobby's got the inside, and that'll be an easy move from there. Brian doing a bit of lawn mowing, it seems. And now Lewis will be able to see his targets up ahead. He can see the Nissan, he can see the Lexus. He might just be able to see the Jaguar. Is anyone gonna pit a bit earlier than the rest? None of the top 4 have. Looks like no one else. Chrissy's in. Of course, we had some people pitting on lap 4, so their tyres are going to be quite bad. Adam's on mediums. Well, mediums is an interesting choice. Right, the tyre wear between the mediums and the soft doesn't seem that different. You can see the gap Ben has made now. He's braking for Lacombe as Liam is now braking for Lacombe about 5 seconds later. Yeah, Ben, much better conditioned tyres. Of course, Liam's spin out of the source won't have done them any good. This game is really harsh on spins for tyre wear. Lewis in 4th, he will be closing. Greg's not falling that far behind. Some people have already pitted, so they're going to have an undercut. Adam, how long's he going to try and go on those medium tyres? We've got some of the people who have pitted. It looks like Sean's pitted, yeah, he's on fresh softs. And you can already see some of these guys that have pitted, like Bobby. This is already his 2nd lap on the tyres, and you can see they're already a good bit worn. So he might be fine to hold on to some people as soon as they come out, but 1 or 2 laps in, those guys' tyres are still going to be fresh, and his are going to be quite worn. Ben now comes in. Liam with his front brakes glowing comes in. Coleman comes in. Looks like this is the pit lane rush. Yeah, Lewis is in. No doubt Greg will be in. Yeah, so will Adam and I believe Steph. Yeah, they both need to pit. Adam's still continuing. Steph is still continuing. So everyone will be taking on fuel just now. And a new set of tyres. There's Bobby. He might be close to the leaders. There is Ben, and you can see... Oh, the game's being funny. And you can see Liam is visibly a lot closer to us. Like I said, the Lexus closes in during pit stops because it needs less fuel than the other cars. But we have Adam and Steph yet to pit. Steph is only just ahead of these guys on fresh tyres. So he is going to be the cannon fodder. But look at these guys, brand spanking new tyres. Then Bobby behind, already quite worn. Lewis is going to try and get past the Lexus pretty quick. So how is Ben going to try and deal with traffic? He has a Lexus and a Nissan bearing down on him. He's going to try for the inside and pull on. He's going to make that one stick. Well, next up, how are these guys going to try and deal with Steph? Because now that Ben's clear, they have to get clear. You can see how little grip that Mercedes has. Liam's gone all the way around the outside in the second fan, getting pushed out a little bit, but he's gonna have the inside for Stavolo. Coleman is going to use the gap that Liam's made and follow him through. Bobby has a penalty behind, 3/10, and that's gonna let the Audi of Lewis back through. And you'd think with his tyres and his choice to pit early, he's gonna struggle unless he struggles enough that he has to pit again. That Audi isn't hanging around. Whoa! That Audi's sliding around and it looks like it's coming through. Both with penalties now. Lewis has cleared his into the braking zone of bus stop. Now Steph and Adam pit. But still, Liam might just be back into the slipstream range of Ben's Jaguar. Lewis has managed to pick up another penalty. Well, you would think even if he drops back, he's just going to be too quick. Let's check up on the other title rival, Sean. He finds himself 9th, and the next car is Adam and Cressy. And he has Evil for close company. Now, how's that Porsche going to face off against an Aston and an Audi in a straight line? Of course, everyone will be getting slipstream off each other, apart from Cressy, but she's safe. She has a big enough gap. Evil tries down the inside. That was an ambitious move. Like Top Gear would say, ambitious but rubbish. Now Adam might be the one having a look on Cressy, sliding his way around Rivage. Is he going to try a cut back through Liège? Well, he gets very sideways. And now this looks like it's finally it. They're all through on Cressy. So that looks like that is settled. Now to Ben, he really does have these guys all over him. So perhaps minus a spin's worth of wear, Liam's Lexus is able to fight. Are we going to see any sort of attack this time around? Liam's all over the back of the Jaguar. Bobby is back in. He didn't take fuel in his first stops. That's why he would have been so close up. You can see he just had 6 litres remaining. Or 6%, sorry. So he took no fuel in his first stop and only tyres. So that's why he would have been so far up. So what about Sean and Adam? Can Sean make up another place? Of course, the further back he finishes, the further forward he will start for race 2. Of course, he wants to salvage as good a result as he can. Which doesn't look like that Porsche has enough in a straight line to try and pass the Aston Martin. Coleman perhaps has just dropped off a little bit from the leading two. As you can see, Liam is all over the back of that Jaguar Benz, feeling the pressure now. If he thought he had this one in race 1, he certainly does it, or in the first stint, he certainly doesn't have it won in the second. He's coming under increasing pressure. How long until Liam tries something? Oh, he's very, very wide there. Of course, he has to wait till that AstroTurf ends, till he can get back on. How much time has he lost there? We said we're looking backwards at the car. He's lost a good couple of tenths there. But Ben has picked up a penalty. He's gonna have to pull to the right and take it on the pit straight. There you can see Ben backing off, taking the penalty, and he might just be saved by the fact that Liam had to back off. No! Liam's through into the lead. The pole setter reclaims the lead. Oh, and Ben's done exactly what Liam did. He's got completely sideways out of turn 1. We saw what that did to Liam's car in the first stint. He was pretty slow compared to his second stint pace. So now is Ben going to feel the wrath of the Nissan and the Audi not far behind. So what about Coleman? Looks like he's too far back on this occasion. Sean just coming through Eau Rouge. He has Adam just ahead of him. Bobby is only now just coming through Eau Rouge. He has Steph for company. So the 2-stop maybe not the best idea. In fact, now it looks like Lewis is going to be the one trying to make a move on Coleman before Coleman does anything to Ben. Lewis setting a purple lap time last time round. You can see a 2:17.6. This is going to be a job for Coleman. You can see though his rear tyres are in slightly better conditions than the Audis. Is that going to be enough to save him from the fastest car all week? The Audi has been working superbly around here. Whatever weather conditions want to be thrown at it, it is flown. And his low qualifying position has really hampered him because he was the favourite to win this. But I'm sure he would be happy enough with a podium from 9th. With Sean down in 7th, Ben just ahead. Now he can try and attack, but now is this his chance to get past the Nissan? He tucks back into the slipstream. Which side's he going to go? He goes to the outside, switches back to the inside. And it's going to be a drag race down to Eau Rouge. Oh, that got a bit feisty. Coleman's out wide. And that is a podium for Lewis, as it stands. Ben always picked up another penalty. He takes it here. That leaves him just ahead of Lewis. But Lewis is going to be sniffing a second place. It looks like it's gonna have to be a miracle to try and get first. Liam's taken the lead and has not relented it. He's pulled away from Ben quite comfortably, of course, helped by Ben's penalty. Ben going wide out of Liège. Picks up another penalty. Lewis will be seeing that 0.5 glowing above Ben's car and getting quite interested. Where does Ben take it? So you can take it outside of those straights as long as it's safe. He clears it into the Fanyas, and he's just held off the Audi. But now the Audi is all over him, and it's going to be a hard job for Ben. He has much better tyre wear than the Audi, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough to save him from a car that is superior, as they're both all up the AstroTurf. Oh! Ben's lost it, he's backwards. That is title contender Ben. Backwards and in the wall just before Blancpain. Here comes Greg. I think Greg's going to sail around the outside with the superior momentum, and he does. That's Ben from 2nd to 5th in one corner. And that is a disaster, but for Lewis and his title bid, it is good for him. He's in 2nd, and his two title rivals are 5th and 7th. There's Lewis. You can see Liam just down the road. Coleman in 3rd, so I don't think much is going to change in the top 3. Ben's tyres will not have fared well with that slide. Sean hasn't been able to find a way past Adam all race, even when Adam was on the mediums in the first stint. You see Sean with his Scotland helmet. Now what about Ben on Greg? Ben's gone somewhat deep into Lecomte, but he's held it. Of course, he's had 2 spins, 1 minor, 1 pretty major this stint, and his tyres are gonna be feeling that. How about further down? Oh, Bobby's under immense pressure from Steph. And then Cressy just behind. Steph to the inside. He's managed to hold that one off. So Lex is currently 1st and 8th. Lewis is still giving it absolutely everything in this final lap. Well, looks like Greg is safe from Ben. Ben, who has too much fuel in. So perhaps that might have been what put him under pressure from Liam. So we saw Liam get very close after the pit stops. And speaking of Liam, he has 1 more braking zone to go before he wins the first race here in Spa, his 2nd event, and he wins it. Weaving celebrate. He wins at Spa in his Hubert tribute livery. Lewis takes 2nd from 9th. Coleman was pretty much in 3rd all race. Greg will take 4th. Ben, who will take 5th, very sideways out of the final corner. Looks like Adam's going to hold off Sean. He will take 6th. Sean 7th. Bobby has a penalty. Cressy has managed to pass Steph. Steph is very, very wide there. Bobby. Whoa! That might just have saved Bobby. It has. He's cleared his penalty. He'll take 8th. Cressy 9th. Steph 10th. Evil will take 11th. Brian and John fighting over 12th and 13th. Brian very wide. This is a battle of just bragging rights. Brian's picked up a penalty. Oh, John's gone into the side of him. John lets him back through, rightfully so. And if Brian, yeah, he will clear his penalty, and he will take 12th, and John 13th.